Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie D. McKenzie, and I hope I'm still your favorite empowerment coach. I haven't been telling you some things, right? I need to tell you that you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and of course I have a Facebook page because everybody has a Facebook page, and LinkedIn. But please, if you're following me on LinkedIn, please let it be for business inquiries only. I get a lot of spam on LinkedIn. I can't stand it, which is super annoying. But I would love to be connected with you guys. Instagram, TikTok, I put a lot of content over there, content that I actually don't put on the channel. So new things. And I also have a group on Facebook. If you go to BYOS, which is Be Your Own Superhero.nocapes.org, you can get to my Facebook group. It is absolutely, you guessed it, free. Now, at the time I'm making this video, another freebie has not been finished, but just in the event that it is, check the description box because it may be finished by the time this video is posted. See how I worked that out? All right. So, I want to share something with you. And I think it's important that I share this with you because I've told you guys that I'm a recovering people pleaser. I've said that a million times. It's on my Instagram profile. I say it on Facebook. And that is why I'm so committed to help you get empowered, to stop people pleasing, and to always be your own superhero, because I feel like that matters. And one of the things that I felt like I did as a people pleaser was that I always found myself in situations, or maybe I put myself there, where I was trying to prove that I was good enough, that I was worthy, that you should love me, that you should like me. And listen, I ran the gambit with that, professionally, personally. And it was rough. You know why? Because when you operate from that space, you end up accepting a lot of mistreatment from people because you believe and you internalize that the only reason why they are mistreating you is because you haven't proved that you're worthy of not being mistreated. It's super hyper, because trauma response, hyper dysfunctional behavior. And I did it. And I can remember trying to smooth over situations. There's a situation in my life that nobody knows about, maybe a couple of people, that I've never discussed publicly, but you guess what? It's happening today, right? So I was so deep in my people pleasing that there was a situation when I was younger that I had a family member steal from me. They absolutely stole from me. And it was crazy because I had spent the night at their house, and I had my mother had given me an emergency credit card, and I had it on me because it's for emergencies. Okay, great. Everybody's like, she's so spoiled. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that I wasn't, but I fervently believe we should all be spoiled. So there's that. And so unbeknownst to me, somehow my cousin, who I spent a lot of time with, took that card. And she had spent enough time with me that she knew how I would go to a particular store and how I would, sign my name, et cetera, even though it wasn't necessarily my card, it's my mom's card and I was on it. And so at some point I found this out. Now this has got to be 30 plus years ago. I found this out, and I was so concerned about what it would do to the family, right? That because remember, part of my problem was that I didn't have acceptance in my opinion, my perspective. I wasn't accepted anywhere. So I now have this family member, because remember, the first people that really took stabs and aim at my identity, I shared DNA with, and it was this particular side of the family. And so I'm sitting here, even though this person has done wrong, they have legitimately stolen from me and done me wrong. But I'm so concerned as to what that would do to the family that I never divulged what happened. I knew. I never divulged. I just said, oh, you know what? I lost it. I didn't lose it. She took it. She stole it. Like I had it. irrefutable proof that she did it, down to, as the kids say, they got receipts. I had receipts. But I was so worried about what that would do if that information came out, and how my little piece of acceptance would go down the tubes, that I never told the truth. You can relate to that, but I relate, you know, and maybe for you, it wasn't somebody that stole for you, but how many times did you decide not to address or confront a situation because you were afraid of the effect that it would have on your standing in a particular situation, or that they would see you a particular way, or that you would cause problems, God forbid. Oh my goodness. Listen, and I did that more than once, but that's really the first time. This is the first time I've ever talked about that publicly. And yet and still, I still didn't give you all of the details. You know, and for those who may be watching this and you want to know who it is, you can send me a message. If you're a family member watching this and you want to know who it is, you can send me a message. I'll see if I tell you. But at the end of the day, it's not even about what she did, it's about what I did. I went into this hyper protective trauma response. Anytime I throw hyper in front of something, it's trauma response. I went into this hyper protective mode because I didn't want to lose the acceptance that I had, which was itty bitty, but more so, I didn't want to cause drama. I didn't want there to be negativity. I didn't want there to be a greater situation. So I took it on the chin, right? I took one for the team. And I would do that over and over again, to my detriment. To my detriment. Professionally, personally, you know, romantically, to my detriment. And listen, this is not a pity party. I'm just telling you so that you will know that you are not alone if you're still doing this, and you're not alone if you have done it. You have come to the right place. And again, that is why in doing this channel and everything, that I decided to drill into empowerment and then make that very, very, very distinctly connected to people pleasing. If you notice in the beginning of the channel, we talked a lot about empowerment, and then it dawned on me, because prior to that, I had been talking about people pleasing, and then I went more for the empowerment. Then I realized part of the reason why people are not empowered is because they are knee deep in people pleasing, not because they can't accomplish anything, because I serve high achievers. That's what they do. That is my demographic. Like, they are on it. They are, yes, they got it down. So it's not because they can't accomplish anything. It's because in the transformation between, wow, I'm a giver, I do so much for others, to, yeah, I'm a giver and a receiver. I am worthy in my being, not in my doing. I have nothing to prove. I'm not that doggy in the window. I live life in balance, and I'm always my own superhero. In the transformation between here and here, there's always fallout. And the truth of the matter is that if you are not being held accountable in some way, then more than likely, when you're here, you will see kind of this short-term change, but you don't really get to here. You never get to the part of the superhero and all the things that you never get truly empowered. And so that's why I wanted to just, you know, be transparent for a moment and share with you my own struggles, because what I found for me is that when it came to people pleasing, I was definitely a well-rounded people pleaser. But when it came to relationships, that was when I really upped the ante. That was when I really became a true martyr. Like, yeah, like I would ratchet up the self-sacrifice a lot when it came to relationships, be them familial, platonic, romantic. And I want you to know, you know, as I sit here with my big Aquarius energy hat, which I love. Oh, that reminds me. Some of y'all have asked me about the hat. If you like the hat and you're not an Aquarius, but you like the hat, the link will be in the description box below. But that's why I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about my story, because I think it's important that you know that. And I wanted to share that with you. So I hope that it encourages you, but more so, I hope that it empowers you to realize that at some point, you do not have to do this. And your next step is to get an accountability partner that will hold you to that. Because if you're trying to make changes, but you're still connected to people that love the old you, that benefit from the old you, that aren't exactly on board with you crafting a new and improved you, that is when you get that short-term change versus that long-term transformation. I want you to have the long-term transformation. Okay. So that being said, I'm going to get out of here. That's all I have to say about that. My name is Stephanie D. McKenzie, speaker, teacher, author, and coach, and recovering people pleaser, here to remind you to always be your own superhero and to thank you guys so much for loving and learning and getting empowered with me. See you on the next video.
Hey, it's Stephanie again. I just wanted to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And I also just wanted to remind you to like, share, comment. And if you feel like this content is meaningful to you, make sure that you subscribe. It would be my privilege and pleasure to empower you to be your own superhero in your life, love, business, and being. So thanks again for watching this video. And if it matters to you that much, feel free to see the description box below where you can actually book a call with me to discuss what's going on with you. But until then, see you on the next video.